Hello, today we'll discuss the FIR and IIR system. So FIR is the finite impulse response and IR is the infinite impulse response system. So linear time invariant system, this is generally classified into type of the impulse response. What type of the impulse response we are applying to the system. So depending upon that, it is classified into the finite impulse response and infinite impulse response. So in finite impulse response, if the impulse response of the system is finite duration, if the impulse response means output, if the impulse response of the system is of the final duration, then that system we can call it as a final impulse response, because the response is for the finite duration, and that's why this system is a finite impulse response. And therefore example of this system is, if you see the example of this system, is the impulse response. This is 1 for n is equal to minus 1 and 2, and this is 2 for n is equal to 1, and this is 3 for n is equal to 0 and 3, and this is 0 otherwise. Okay, so this is the impulse response given to you. So for n is equal to minus 1, it is 1. For 0 it is 0, for 1 it is 1, for 2 it is 1, for 3, for 1 it is 2, for 2 it is 1, for 3 it is 3, and otherwise it is a 0. So this is an example of the finite impulse response. And now the second is the infinite impulse response. Infinite means the response is infinite. So the system has an infinite impulse response. If the system has an infinite impulse response for infinite duration, if the system has an infinite impulse response for an infinite duration, that system is called as the infinite impulse response, and it is shown by this, like this. So the response will be like this. So this is h of n. So it is a, the response is, it is increasing like this. It is increasing exponentially. So this is an example of the infinite impulse response. Now we'll discuss one example, that is determine the convolution sum of the two sequences. So x of n is given. So x of n is so it is given 3, 2, 1, 2. X of n is given 3, 2, 1, 2. And impulse response is given 1, 2, 0, 1. So whenever this sign indicates, the arrow indicate that this response is at x is equal to 0. This response is at x is equal to 0. Therefore, we can write the input x of n like this on this side, and the impulse response on this side. So we have written here input 3, 2, 1, 2, and the impulse response 1, 2, 1, 2, and we have to just multiply this, because it is a convolution sum of the two sequences. So 3 1 the 3, 3 2 the 6, 3 1 the 3, 3 2 the 6, like this we have to write, and then we have to find the output, which is a convolution sum of the two sequences. So after all this is multiplied, we have to find the output y of n. So output y of n is nothing but, So it is a 3, comma 6 plus 2, comma 3 plus 4 plus 1, comma 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, comma 4 plus 1 plus 4, comma 2 plus 2, comma 4. So I have to add this, and this is your output response. So this output response is what happened. Now you can see here your impulse response is given. So this is nothing but this is at -1 and this is 0. This is 1 and this is 2, like this. So this impulse response is at x is equal to 0, and this is impulse response at x is equal to -1. This is at x is equal to 1. This is at x is equal to 2. So therefore the output is also whatever output now we are getting by the convolution of these two sequences, that we have to also show the arrow, so that the output is mentioning that it is at the 0, x is equal to 0. So this is the arrow. It means that this output is having the value 8 at x is equal to 0. This is at x is equal to -1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Now next we'll find the convolution of the two signals. So it is given here the convolution of the two signals. First signal is given x of n is equal to 1. So for n is equal to 0, it is 1. For n is equal to -1, it is 2. At -2, it is 1. It is 1, like this. So this is input is given, and this is the impulse response. We have to write this is 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. For -2, it is 1. For 0, it is 1. -1, it is 2. For 1, it is 1. Okay. And all others are 0. It is 0 elsewhere. So we have to write here 1, 2, 1, 1. One, two, one, one. And the impulse response is this is 1, this is -1, and this is again 1, this is -1. Okay. Now we have to multiply this. 1 1 ja 1, 1 into -1, -1, 1 1 ja 1, 1 1, 1 into -1, -1, 2 -2. So this is after multiplying, we get these values. Now we have to find the output. So output y of n is equal to output y of n is equal to this is 1, comma -1 plus 2, -1 plus 2, comma 1 minus 2, 1, 1 minus 2 plus 1. This is -1, 2 minus 1, 1, -1 plus 2 minus 1 plus 1. This is again minus 2 1 minus 1. This is minus 2 plus 1 minus 1. This is minus 1 plus 1, and finally minus 1. So we'll get the output y of n is equal to, this is 1, this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is minus 2, this is 0, and this is minus 1. So this is output, and which one is at x is equal to 0. So at x is equal to 0, we know that this is at x is equal to 0. The input, this is given at x is equal to 0. So on the left hand side, it is minus 1, minus 2. So 1, 2, 3. So your 0 will be here. This is your 0. So in this way, we can find the convolution sum of the two sequence. Thanks for watching.